Driver of the day for you, Quimbilus?
I got to give it to Morwood. I mean, he comes through, takes a different strategy to go for the race win. Unfortunate, maybe have seen something if Rage hadn't spun out. Could have been an even tighter fight up front maybe, but Morwood really keeping the nose clean, no penalties, able to round out another win here.
I think the impressive thing about that win is that it was looking good having played the virtual safety car strategy and gotten the cheap pit stop. But when the full safety car came out after Charlie Chibble's incident, it wiped out that advantage that Morwood had taken from the virtual safety car pit stop and meant that he was defending the lead on old medium tyres compared to everybody else. So all the more impressive to be able to hang on to that. And it wasn't like we were having to get the elbows out and defend for all of everything we've got. It was quite comfortable.
Yeah, he was typically holding about 7-8 tenths coming out of Parabolica. So even with the DRS help, they would only close up to maybe just close to the gearbox, and then was able to get good launches off of that first chicane every time, because you can slipstream through Curva Grande there and get a little bit of a lunge into the second chicane, but he was never really under attack there.
I'll bring in Tom Mack on this one, who's very much been scurrying away in the background to bring you another fantastic production. As always, Tom, enjoy that one. Driver of the day?
My driver of the day is Mark Hopkins, because he's an AlphaTauri boy, I'm an AlphaTauri boy, and what a race, you know, very little practice, kept out of incidents. He was always in the pack fighting for positions, and so he did really well to keep it clean and not too many penalties, and jumped up the order at the end as well. So a really good race from him, and also a big shout out to Chamblizi, who obviously made that massive jump up to P5 I think in the end. He started down in P16 if I remember correctly, so great race from them too.
Indeed, yeah. So, I mean, it really, again, in Division 2, we've not really got anybody stamping their mark on the championship. Morwood, that's his first podium finish of the season. It'll bring him right up towards the top. The big loser today, Rage, who was the championship leader, was leading this race. And that unfortunate mistake at the Ascari chicane, eliminating him from contention here. It will move Timalele actually up into the lead of the championship. In fact, now I think Morwood might jump Timalele just. He was 5 points behind, yeah. So Morwood, I think, will lead the championship from Timalele and Booth. I'm just trying to do a very quick bit of mental maths, but it's Haas who are the top dogs in PC Division 2.
Yeah, looking to be a very balanced team between the two Haas boys there. So look for more results from that. It was looking a little bit touch and go after week 1 when they came together in Brazil and finished 5th and 9th and just kind of getting into the points, but now kind of really stamping their mark on the season.
Timalele's results are 4th, a 3rd, a 2nd. Surely next time out in Azerbaijan, it'll be the top step of the podium if we're going to continue that particular trend. But it's at the very least consistent performances from someone who we know is a very consistent driver.
Absolutely. You know, when he took the Division 3 crown pretty handily last season, but now we're really seeing how he performs in more pressure-packed situations, and so far has not shown any kinds of wavering or shaking on that.
Seen a replay of that incident between Timalele and Booth, and you can see that there was not a lot of room, a slight push onto the grass there in the braking zone. So I'm sure Booth will be 100% happy with that one. And it did ultimately lose in that position, ended up, once the safety car came out, Booth lost a lot of time and ultimately a couple of positions on track to Dog and Luke. He did gain them back thanks to penalties in the end, but it took him right out of contention for the podium.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of an elbows out kind of a move there, as we're seeing the safety car restart on screen now, and the big mess of cars 4 wide you can see heading down in there. But somehow we made it through and everybody sorted it out coming into that turn before anybody kind of crashed. But was a shaky moment, was looking to really kick off, but everybody kind of behaved themselves aside from the off-roading that you see there being done by False 12 a little bit. But so far, it was a solid race. Everybody kept pretty clean. Only a kind of individual incidents really happened.
Indeed, and when you see Chamblizi there getting the move on both the AlphaTauri and the Ferrari, and that sort of springboarded him up into what was a 5th place finish in the end. That's the incident where Force 12 tried to go down the inside of Chamblizi. It didn't quite work out, unfortunately. It caused a big old pile-up And the unfortunate part, was Pucel in that one, who just had nowhere to go, but straight into the Alfa Romeo that was parked the wrong way on the circuit.
Yeah, once you get a little bit of a spin through that second chicane, it's really we saw it happen in the Div 1 race. Quite a few cars got collected when MJ Povey hopped the curb through that second chicane and got sideways. So plenty of opportunity for big mistakes to happen on those sausage curbs there. But Chamblizi able to run away from that bit of a mess and turned in a very good result for him.
Welcome back, everyone, to our debrief after that round 3 race from Division 2 here in Monza. And Tom Mack has worked hard in the background and has managed to pull in the 2 Haas boys for us, which of course means that we do have today's race winner as well. Morwood, congratulations. We saw you pit under the virtual safety car. Did you feel at the time that was a big gamble, or did it feel like the right thing to do?
Well, it was a massive gamble for me, and to be honest, I wanted to go onto the hards, but I forgot to switch it, so I ended up going on the mediums, and I was panicking when I was going out the pits, but it worked out.
Should really have styled that one out and said that you meant the mediums. You knew you'd done it all along.
I mean, it worked out. The gods gave me a race win.
Did you think when the full safety car came out that was the end of it, and those guys behind you were going to have too much pace on the fresher tyres?
Yes, I was talking to my race engineer, and Olaf was holding the people back and in a little DRS train, and I had Charlie behind me. So I thought everything was chill. I had a 6-second lead until the safety car came out, and I said, oh no, this is the end. I've got Warn mediums, they've got Neo mediums, and yeah, I was stressing out.
On the subject of the safety car restart, I imagine it was fairly calm from your perspective, but I can promise you it absolutely was not behind. I assume the decision to go late was a tactical one because of the long straight at Monza.
Definitely. I tried to wait as late as possible, and try and get out of Olaf's DRS while they were battling behind me, which was worked out.
Any concerns about the rain that was coming in at the end?
Yeah, I saw spits of rain, and I was on 60% tire wear, and I was losing the rear end towards the last few laps, and I was worried because Timalele was catching me on the last lap. Didn't want him to get into my DRS, otherwise it was going to be all over.
I'll bring in Boof at this point because it's a 1-4 for Haas today, and I think, Boof, you were a little bit unfortunate maybe after the full safety car, because you were very much in that fight for the podium today and then just ended up sort of out of position on the restart and then sort of fell out of contention.
Yeah, on the restart, I didn't really get caught out by it, but Dog got a phenomenal restart, and the Red Bull behind him as well. We went 3-wide down the main straight, and I just kind of got swamped in that fight, got stuck behind him for quite a few laps, and then, I mean, it was just kind of done from there. They had more penalties than me, so I don't know.
You were both right on it in qualifying as well. I think the gap between the top two was, 1,000th of a second in the end? But you guys were right in contention. It felt harsh for you both to be on the second row within 1/10 of a second of pole.
Yeah, I did my qualifying lap, and I saw Booth behind me, so I gave him a cheeky slipstream down the second DRS straight, all part of the Haas master plan.
Oh yeah, man. Unfortunately, the only way I could capitalize on it was overtaking your time.
Yeah.
Quimulus, I'll bring you in at this point. Any questions for the Haas guys?
We saw Morwood work the medium strat here today, and I was mentioning it on the stream about him stretching the tires on the hard tires in Brazil for that extremely long stint. Are you thinking that at this point, some tire conservation is something you may lean more into in strats around the season?
Yeah, definitely. I'm not really. This is my first year in league racing, and I didn't know I was this good in racecraft and tire conservation. So I would definitely try and use it in future races.
And Boof, how are you feeling? You took last week's race. You were right up there for the majority of this week's race. Is it looking like Haas might be the team to beat here in Division 2?
Oh, certainly, yeah. I think we might be the team to beat overall across all platforms, all divisions. We've been picking up a lot of people, a lot of really good racers after the shuffles from week 1 and week 2 and in between the divisions. So I think we're looking really good to win the constructors here in this division and maybe be up there in the teams overall.
And then a question for both of you. Say Morwood first, and then Boof. What was y'all's reaction to seeing Rage go out early in this race?
Well, I was screaming at my race engineer. I was so excited. Like, I was really happy because I knew I had a chance of a podium, maybe even a win, and it paid off.
And Boof?
When I saw him go out, I was thinking about the championship because I think he was the leader going into this one, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was.
Yep.
So definitely puts me, Tim Alele, and then Morwood in the top 3, wouldn't it?
Yeah, mental maths that I've done at the end of that. I think Morwood's now the championship leader from Timalele and then yourself, Boof, after that one.
Ooh, spicy.
Spicy.
Tom,
Yeah,
before we wrap
definitely
this up,
a
I'm just going to ask if Tom had any questions at this point as well. Or
No, I mean, the safety car restart, I just showed the replay of it. I mean, it was something akin to a NASCAR, green flag, and it was crazy. Booth, obviously, you were stuck sort of in the middle of it. It all looked relatively clean. I guess you guys were heeding the sort of advice from the past few weeks about not making contact on the safety car, but were you surprised when it didn't end in tears going into turn 1?
I was completely prepared for it to do so, yeah. But, I mean, big ups from all the guys. Big improvements from previous weeks. A lot of really polite but still aggressive racing. So that's why I think we're the real Division 1.
Yeah, I mean, we saw last year that Division 3 probably had the better racing over Division 1, and it looks like Division 2 is going to take that crown as well this year from Division 1, where it's all very serious at the top, but it seems in Division 2 you guys let your hair down a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Get wet and wild.
Right, guys, I think we can wrap that up there, can't we? So thank you very much to Morwood and Booth, and congratulations to you both on a very good race.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, I think that will be that for us here at FRS. Another good race. We seem to get quite a few of them, and it was good fun around Monza again. A lot of things to talk about, things to pick apart in Discord over the next week. Quimbulas, any final thoughts?
Yeah, it's going to be a big shuffle to the Div 2 standings with today's result. Obviously, Rage going out is going to push him down, but so many top contenders moving their way up. But I just got to say a thanks to everybody watching and in the chat. We appreciate all the support and everybody watching along, all the cheering for all the drivers. It's great to see that go through. Obviously, hit that follow, hit that like, subscribe if you can. All of the subscriptions for Twitch go right back into the league, and we appreciate all of the support, and we really enjoy bringing this all to you. And check out on YouTube. You can check out for the video on demands. We have the race replays there, and then also on the Instagram.
Indeed. Wonderfully plugged. And a big thank you to Tom Mack as well for all of his work behind the scenes. It makes me feel like David Croft with all of these fancy graphics going on. So
You're a bit better than that, to be honest.
I will take that. Right, well, I think that'll wrap us up. Stick around, because I imagine we're going to host up one of the community streams that'll be looking at one of the other divisions. I think Division 8 is on the go at the moment. So we can probably check in with that one. But until next week on the FRSeries channel, when we'll be back on Friday at 9 p.m. for Division 1's Round 4 from Azerbaijan, have yourselves a good week and enjoy the rest of the weekend.